Okay, I tried a couple times to do a live stream, but that's not happening for some reason today. The signal's shocking. So, right, I'm inside the walls of the Tower of London at the moment. Not the first time, recently. And okay, so I'll flip the camera as opposed to turning it around. So, right, that building is called the White Tower, and that's the original Tower of London. Even though, as I said, I'm inside, at one stage that was the entirety of the tower, and that stage was the 11th century. Moving forward, I think it was completed by, it was started in just after 1066, after the Battle of Hastings, after the conquest, William the Conqueror, the Normans. You may have heard of them. Originally, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a show of strength, obviously, and over the years the complex has sort of sprung up around it. Various monarchs have commissioned newer buildings to live in, because it's one of the royal palaces, also to house prisoners. It was the Royal Mint for a while, which, for anyone who's not familiar with the term, is the place where coinage is manufactured, created, where money kind of originates, as it were. The crown jewels are also here. For 400 some years there was quite a lot of animals. I don't think any of them were like intentional purchases. They were all gifts from foreign monarchs, dignitaries, maybe just monarchs, I think. And sadly, there was less knowledge and awareness of how to house exotic animals as they were then. So the elephant, the lone elephant, I think they were given, it's a gallon of red wine a day. And strangely, it didn't live too long. Its enclosure, I believe, was behind me, because there's a recreation and an art installation of an elephant. That was in, I think, 1255, and it was a present from the French. So I wonder why we had those long wars. But yes, so I'm going to just stroll around now that I don't have to worry about signal. So this, I'm not going to flip the camera, I'm just going to show you it. This building here is Fusilier Museum, so it's military. The Prince of Wales Royal Regiment and the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers. That is a raven, and that is not a small raven. And they wander. Oh, there's his friend. So they wander around. I say freely. They have, they have an intrinsic presence, and they're part of the history and mythology, I guess, of the tower, because there's a prophecy that whilst they remain, everything's okay. But if they are ever, the six of them, I think, if they're ever to leave, then not only the tower but the kingdom will fall. So it's not really that positive. But I mean, they're all still here, aided by the fact that their wings are clipped. But I know that they're treated right. They're massive. Ravens are the largest of the crow family. They're very clever. They can use tools. They can mimic speech. What else can they do? I think they can count up to a certain number. They've got a good memory for, and they problem solving, independent, or they take initiative to solve what they see as problems, I guess, or what is set for them as problems. So this building goes all the way along there. There's a yeoman warder. There are two, I don't know, military personnel. I'll find out now. So anyway, the building there outside houses the crown jewels, and there is no filming in there, so I wouldn't be able to show you, although there's a lot of other stuff to see. So, okay, there's this. I mean, they look identical to me, to be fair. There are 4 of those, and there are 2 sentries, one at either end. And it says here, these bronze 6-pounder guns were captured at the Battle of Waterloo, like I mentioned, the French, on the 18th of June, 1815. They are individually named and were cast in various parts of Napoleon's European Empire in 1813. So the Duke of Wellington, who commanded the Anglo-Allied army at Waterloo, was also Master General of Ordnance and ordered the preservation of all guns captured during the battle. 8 came to the Tower, which was in its role as the headquarters of the Ordnance Office and the government department responsible for providing military weapons and equipment. So 6 of the original 8 are mounted on accurate replica carriages made by the government carriage department in the 50s. The other 2 are at Fort Nelson near Portsmouth in the Royal Armouries Museum of Artillery. There's also, I think, a Royal Armouries Museum in Leeds, if I'm not mistaken. What is that picture? So the barrel of the cannon was they were used to support a giant trophy of arms. And is it the same one? No, it's not. But here's a little look at it. I know you can't really see that well, so I apologise for that. If I could remember, that one's called America. Just throwing it out there. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to find the names now. That's called something in French. Le Guèvre. It means fire worshipper. That one's Achilles. L'Achilles. I don't know. I don't know if French people say Achilles. It's got an L on the beginning. Valet. And Parisot. Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. Learn something new every day. Is that this building I'm looking at? Yes, it is. So, building of this structure began, it says, in 1845, after a fire destroyed the grand storehouse of arms and armour, which had stood there since 1691. So I can take you in that's the White Tower, is now the armouries, but also there is a massive stone, well, I don't know what you call it, it's not a sculpture, it's a frieze, it used to form part of a wall, I guess. Oh my gosh, my vocabulary has just abandoned me. It's pretty impressive. Actually, I took a photo of it the other day, so I can just maybe post that. This is the outside of Chapel Royal, St. Peter Advincula in Chains, which I did a short vid on the other day. But I want to go somewhere where I haven't taken you, at least. So I think we're going to go the torture route, as it were. Sorry, I don't know where that sort of semi-pantomime maniacal laugh came from. The mwahaha, as it were. Yeah, let's have a bit of torture. Why not? Makes a change from Speaker's Corner. Similar vibes. Right, let's get down all of these steps. What else can I tell you whilst I'm here? I mean, about this place. Okay, so that's Tower Bridge, if you can see that across the way there. That's outside of the complex, outside of the tower even, but it was built to be in keeping aesthetically, to kind of go like as a, I don't know, a counterpiece, a side, yeah, in homage, even in English. Let's have a little look, see what we can read over here. I mean, outside of the tower, I mean, this is all obviously, that's 1,000 years old, approximately. And yet when I came through, I just have to get through these loads of people. As I came through, there's a part of the wall that's from AD 200, and that's just sitting there for anybody to look at. Right, there are two of the ravens. I think we've definitely seen that one already. He's got the lovely little pink ankle bracelet. I say he. There's one up there. I should ask somebody. That's definitely a male because look how puffed up he is. And there's one over there, so that's 4 of them. So there's only 2 who have nipped out for a fag, as it were.
There's another one.
So yep, there are 4 ravens for you. I'm going to find out if they're named. Okay, so Cold Harbour Gate. Let me find out where we're standing. Yeah, I think where we are here. So on these ruins that you see, stood King Henry III's huge gatehouse. It protected the entrance to the centre of the royal palace. Archers could shoot at attackers from the defensive wall, that wall. And the gate was demolished in the 1670s. And for many years the ruined wall was hidden inside a guardhouse, which there is a picture of that. So if you see that bloody tower there, that's not me cursing, that's called the Bloody Tower. That's the same view that I just gave you, but with gentlemen with moustaches and top hats. And that's the gatehouse that was demolished. Oh, I see, right, so the original structure there was revealed, as it were, when a bomb destroyed the guardhouse during the Second World War. Because they did, strangely, target this place quite a lot. So anyway, so that's, like I say, the Bloody Tower. Let's see what year. I think you can hear a yeoman behind me. So that's 1225. It's just a year shy of being 800 years old. These stones. Right, let's. So this is a torture exhibition. I'm going to lower my voice. I have a little door. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, by the way. Ooh, because of the lighting. I really don't want to fall down these stairs. So let's just get in. Okay. Right. Actually, yeah, it starts off saying torture was very rare in England. I don't know, very rare. As opposed to, for example, the French, like in the case of the Knights Templar, with their coerced confessions. Those who were questioned in Brittany, I believe, by the English, and who weren't tortured, confessed to nothing because I think they were wrongly accused. Sorcery. Come on. The go-to accusations in those days were sorcery, sodomy, and blasphemy. I mean, get some imagination, darling. Okay, so it says those statistics are not complete. Torture was ordered for at least 81 prisoners within the tower. Of these, 48 were held in the Tower of London. In several cases, they were brought from other prisons specifically to be tortured. And the documented cases all occurred between 1540 and 1640. And torture was never officially a part of English law, although that little Catholic Protestant business. It was almost exclusively used during the interrogation of prisoners. These prisoners were being investigated for serious crimes such as robbery and murder. Particularly in the late 16th and 17th, torture was used on political prisoners accused of treason. Strangely, they don't include, Bishop Bonner, a Catholic interrogator, or the Protestant counterparts who also, when in power, used not Christian means of exacting heretical confessions, or confessions of heresy even. Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking. It's not informational, it's just showing some of the graffiti. That's the rack. Yeah, It says several of the details are inaccurate. The fact that the guy's just laying there not screaming or covered in blood also is potentially, but there are some statements of doubt as to whether the rack was employed or whether it was actually a thing, although there's one in front of me. So right, I'm going to flip the camera as opposed to turning. So that, I mean, the plexiglass wasn't there obviously, so I don't think you can see the kind of lithograph on top, but those two pieces of rope at the top are wrist constraints of those off at ankles, and the levers are obviously to stretch out the body or the person, as they're called until they're a body. Right, so there's a 17th century account up there that says the prisoner lies in the middle of the frame and puts out his hands to be tied to the upper roller. His feet are likewise tied to the lower one. Then the device pulls the hands and feet in opposite directions in this way. By pulling hard on wooden levers, the torturers can lift the wretched prisoner's body off the ground using ropes, and then pull apart all the joints of his body. How charming. I mean, you know. It says here that the scavenger's daughter was the principal kind of torture, besides the rack. That's that. The prisoner's body is folded into three. I don't even know what that means. Folded into three. Yeah, it doesn't look like the most comfortable of positions, because there is a cell here in which it's too small to lay down and you can't stand. I can't remember the name of it now. Little something. But yeah, so, oh my gosh, the person's folded into that teensy weensy. Oh goodness. Oh my, but the spine is shown as going right through. Oh, that's not right. Anywho, I mean, it is torture. I don't know why I'm saying it as if this is like hotel reception. But yeah, the shins up against the thighs against the stomach. The torture then forces the end of two iron bows together and locks the prisoner inside. Lovely. Well, why not? I mean, if you're going to torture people, just do it properly, eh? Right, oh, and then there's some manacles over here, which is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to really go into that. But there is a 17th century engraving showing the Catholic Nicholas Owen tortured in the Tower. So there you go, for religious purposes. Although I guess broadly they are political in the sense as when Protestants came to power and the Catholics and yada yada. So they hang a man up by his hands. The iron is tied in the middle by a rope to a beam, and the victim is thus left hanging for 5 or 6 hours. I can tell you that hanging by manacles after 10 minutes, just like literally 10 short minutes, would be unbearable. Like would become physically problematic in terms of damage, also agonising. Like, and they're hung up for 5 to 6 hours. It wasn't fun times for those people, and especially some of the people that, I mean, I love a bit of irony, but some of the torturers were later, or some of those who ordered torture also, were later imprisoned because of changing tides politically within the tower. There's a polar bear behind me. I mean, it's a good job they manacled that art installation, but there was a polar bear here. Obviously, that's what that's referencing. I've mentioned the elephant. We're going to see him in a second, or we're going to see an artistic rendition of him, or her, but I guess him. Right, where has he gone? Oh, no, I've just... hold up. No, I'm not where I thought I was. He's up there, the elephant. Let's go across. Right. Hold up. Yeah, I thought they'd moved him overnight. But no, I'd come through a different gateway. This is talking about the riverside here. This was the tower's riverside, so here I mean, of course, as the complex grew, I mean, there's still a moat around it, but it's not filled. But yeah, the signage is telling me that at one point this was the riverside as opposed to on the other side of those walls, which some of them are, I think it's 15 feet, can't be meters, 15 feet thick in places. Although who knows, they liked a bit of stone in those days, it appears. Right, so let's get up these stairs and I'll just show you Nellie, as I've now christened the elephant. That's Lanthorn Tower is closed. That's 12:20 to 12:38. That is it. But look, the scaffolding. I shouldn't show it. It seems a bit rude. Right, elephant coming up. There you go. Can you see the silhouette of him? It. Yes. There you go. Within this building here is the this little boy is very interested in my camera. Yeah, so within this building here, which I'm not really 100% sure what it is, but the crest on top of the door looks like an Arsenal football logo, which I'm going to show you obviously. So again, White Tower right in the middle. Oh, hold up. It says here, the Tower of London Ravens, there's a show. Hopefully I'll try and film some of it if I'm here at the correct time, because I don't know what time it is at the moment. So this, above the door, I don't know, you can't see it. Basically the gunner's symbol is like there 3 times. And Elizabeth II's monogram, I think it's called. I don't know if it's called a monogram, but her ER2 kind of thing is up there. And it's now, let me tell you, because I feel like a little bit, invasive for people, but it's a cafeteria now. So I think the whatever you call it that I'm going to show you is formerly from the straw house. So let me just show you this and then I'll get out of the way of everybody eating their food. But I'm going to flip round again. So that's what I was talking about. And I must look at the sign in front of it to find out what it's called. Oh, I'm right in everybody's way, obviously, and I can't zoom out, so sculptured pediment, that will do. So, sorry, William III, it's his insignia, his crest, and it's surrounded, so that unicorn, it's the national animal of Scotland, and the lion, obviously take a guess. The unicorn is manacled. I'm just gonna, yeah, so anywho, right, let's get out of here without too much attention or knocking into a server. Right, let's get outside. I think I'm going to pause there and make another couple of videos shortly, hopefully when the show begins. Alright, lots of love. Speak to you soon. Bye.